Hello, I'm Scott Bogey here with the Flash Haithem Laamouz ahead of his IBO Continental Super Lightweight title fight against James Flint. How are you doing today?
All good. Feeling good.
And how are you feeling ahead of the fight?
Already confident. Very confident.
You're going to come in, get that title, disrupt the fans, and be able to take that title back to Malta. How how much do you value that title? How will it feel to get that hand raised and have that belt around your waist?
Oh man, it's well, this everything I've been working for throughout my career. So I'm gonna put everything I've been doing throughout my career, all my experience, all the years, is gonna come down to this moment. So this is the time. This is my time. It's my time.
Exactly. And what is it about James that you feel you could potentially take advantage of in this fight?
It's gonna be a good fight. Our side is very compatible. We are very. Our side is gonna be a very good fight. And it's gonna be interesting for all the viewers and spectators. So it's gonna be a very good fight, me and him. Our styles are very, very compatible.
And you did have a good time back in the UK last time you did fly over to fight here. It was against Joanted Rodrigo, where you were able to get that point victory. How did you feel last time when you stepped into the ring in the UK?
Good. He was ranked the number one of Brazil.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was, and it was a good challenge. The first two rounds were okay, just to get the hang of it. But once I got the hang of things with my experience, I controlled the fight and I was winning the rounds. So yeah, it was all good.
And how does it really, is there any difference between fighting in your home country and then fighting elsewhere around the world? Obviously, when you are fighting at home, you do have those home fans to help cheer you on. But when you are traveling abroad, is there any difference between the rings?
I've been fighting abroad from a very young age. Since the amateurs, I've been most of my amateur career was in England. So about
Yeah.
40 of my amateur fights was in England. So me being here in England, I got used to it being here. So no, it's not gonna be much of a difference for me. Actually, I'm used to being in England because, like I said, most of my amateur career was here in England.
And you currently do train out in Georgia. When are you coming over to the UK for the fight?
Sorry,
Do you train out of Malta? Sorry.
I am in the UK.
You're in the UK, sorry.
Oh.
And what is it? What's next after you be able to defeat James? Who are you wanting to defend the title against? Or are you just waiting for them to give you that name?
Let's first focus on this one, buddy. Right now, my goal is to work on this one. What's gonna happen after this one? We'll talk with the team after, but first thing is get through this goal one step at a time.
Exactly. And do you feel like having that mentality of not looking too far forward has helped you get to where you are? Kind of keeps you in a steady focus.
Exactly. Take one step at a time. Don't try jump too many steps, too many steps, because that's how you're gonna fall back three steps. One step at a time, one move at a time.
And how has the training camp been for this fight? Like when did it get started and how has it been going?
I've been here now for 5 weeks training with a coach, Bob Shannon. So he's a very good coach. He's well known, and I've been under him for the past 5 weeks, and we've been doing good. Progress, progress, progress. Each week, progress.
And is that the main thing is during these camps is it's not just about the result of the fight, but it's about seeing that progress.
Exactly. Well said, buddy. It's all progress.
And you were able to get the victory and get back into the win column in your last fight against Paul Johnson. How did you feel like that fight went for you?
Like that was just what do you call it? Just nothing to be proud of. It was just to keep it going, to stay
Yeah, keep
active.
active.
Yeah, just active. It just happened. It was a short notice. I said, yeah, sure. I gotta get back in the ring. They brought me somebody, and bam, bam. In 1 minute, I think I stopped them or something. You know.
Yeah. And do you feel like that is the important thing? Is not to just stay waiting around is to keep being in the ring and keep honing your skills.
Exactly. Keep testing myself, you know. After you train and prepare, you want to see yourself. You want to see your progression. You want to test yourself, where you
And
are and what you're doing.
yeah, exactly. And you have been floating around the weights. You've gone from featherweight, you've fought in lightweight. This is now for the super lightweight title. Is this where you are wanting to stick around?
Depending on the opportunities I get, buddy. So if there's more opportunities in this weight class, I will stay in these weight classes. If there's opportunities in the light division, I will have to go there. So it depends on what comes after this one, you know. Depends what offers I get and what me and the team decide to do.
And are you wanting to stay active? So you're not really wanting to wait about, you're wanting to get back in there.
Yeah, definitely. After this fight, just take a few days to recover, of course, to avoid injuries, and then get back right into it and move on to the next step.
And is there anything that you like to do after a win or after a fight? Any like routines that you like to do?
Routines. You mean training routines or do you mean recovery routines?
Like recovery routines, like is there a special meal that you like to go and eat after a fight, or is there anything like that sort of stuff?
Well, the best is after a fight, as you age, you learn always the best to take to you do what's best for recovery. Example, you take the best iron and the best meat, like liver. I ate a lot of liver before after training. And also after the fight, if it is a possibility, I will stick to beef, ribeye, or liver to recover. And then maybe the next day I will go to physiotherapy. I will do a week and try to attend physiotherapy 3 times to make sure my joints and bones recover. So the sooner I recover, the sooner I can get back to my next training camp.
Exactly. And do you feel like having that mentality of recover quickly and then get back to training camp
Exactly.
is what's made you have the success so far? Is that you're always willing to put in the work. It doesn't matter. There's no off days for you.
No, 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 no. No, it's all about training, recovery, very important. And the quicker I recover, the quicker I can get back to training. That's me as a life as an athlete for me. Recover, get back to training. Train, recover, perform, train, recover, perform, progress.
And
Keep it that way.
yeah, and as like fans, we just see you go into the ring, put on the performances, leave, either get the titles or not get the titles. But how much is it behind the scenes? Obviously, the sacrifice of having to put your bodies through that when the weight cuts, missing family events, missing birthdays, to have these, to be able to stay in the grind, stay in progressing. How much of a sacrifice is this?
All these sacrifices, makes you want to, all the sacrifices that we go through as athletes, this is part of the journey
Yeah,
from pain to avoiding social life, being isolated, sticking with your coach, sticking with your trainer, sacrificing junk food, gotta not eat this. If I felt like pizza, no, I said no. I gotta eat this, which is better for me. It's better fuel for me. All this is part of the journey to make me perform. So all these sacrifices will help me perform better. So it's all worth it. All of these things that I sacrifice is worth it once I get the win.
and what is it from your very first fight to this fight? If you were to give yourself just a little bit of advice, what advice would you give yourself?
Myself or to
Yeah.
people?
Well, to other people and to yourself from like when you're back going into your first fight.
What would I tell myself? To be honest with you, if I had to tell myself something, it would be more regarding recovery, I would say, because before I used to train a lot, but never used to pay attention to recovery, which is the worst thing to do because that's how you get injured. And once you get injured, you gotta take time off and you cannot train. So to myself, it would be paying attention more or on the recovery after training, after you train to learn how to help yourself recover, recovery treatments. But to other people, for fans or for people that want to get into the sport, it's all about sacrifice and discipline. If you want this as to be an athlete, to be a fighter, you need to sacrifice everything and have a mental discipline and put in the work. You have to put in the work. You have to love pain. You know, you're gonna go through a lot of pain and you're gonna push through it and learn how to enjoy it and learn how to embrace it. And that's my advice to people. Once you start feeling that pain, something right is gonna come from it, you know. If you
Ex-
don't like to be in that zone, then it's not for you, you know.
exactly. And what was it that brought you into the sport?
What drew me into boxing?
Yeah.
I would say in short is being I used to be afraid of what's the word I'm looking for? Uh I used to be afraid of whatever happens, you know. I'm trying to find the word. Can't find okay, I used to be afraid of people coming at me or I get intimidated too easy.
Yeah.
You know, fear got me into this sport. Fear. I would say fear, the emotion, I was very emotional. The fear got me into the sport. I was tired of being weak and afraid. So, you know, I just got sick of being tired and weak and afraid. And I just said, I'm gonna do this. And I'm not gonna be that same guy anymore.
Well, you're not that same guy. You've been able to get that power in and get those win those belts. What has been your toughest test so far in that ring?
My toughest fight,
Yeah.
I would say, can't remember, either when I fought for the Commonwealth Eliminator. Yeah, that was it. That was a pretty. I couldn't. Yeah, that was one. And yeah, that was. I would say that was the one. Yeah, that was
And
it.
what was the about that fight that has made that your toughest fight?
I would say that loss taught me that loss taught me a valuable lesson. You know, I learned a lot from the mistakes, and I changed a lot from that fight. You know, those mistakes, I don't want to do them again. And I worked so hard to improve myself, to better myself. You know, sometimes, not sometimes, the you will learn more from your losses than from your wins, and you don't want to
Yeah.
go through things.
Yeah, exactly. I completely understand where you're coming from. And when you were just getting in there, who was it that you were really looking up to, that you were inspired to become?
No, I wouldn't really say looking up to somebody. I would say I wanted to achieve that next step, that next level. Like I said, you know, I wanted to get to be a better myself, to better myself. I would say he was the next step, you know, and I wanted to be a better to better myself, to improve. That's what I would say. I wasn't looking up to nobody.
Okay. And obviously, this is going to be a great fight. You're going to become that champion. You've become a champion before. Do you feel like having been able to go through these title fights before is going to help you in this fight, having
Yeah,
been able to have
definitely.
those titles?
Yeah, definitely. I have the experience to go through all those rounds, you know. Yeah, definitely it helps me. Helps with like with the pressure and the excitement and the adrenaline, you know. Yeah, definitely the experience I have and the skills I built is gonna help me a lot through this, yes. Like I would know emotionally, it's mostly emotionally to pace myself now, coming on to the next title fight.
And do you feel like that is the main thing about these extra rounds, is that you have to be able to pace yourself. That is the most important thing, not to go too aggressive at the beginning.
Yeah, something like that. Exactly. Exactly. Well said. It's all about experience.
Well, make sure you tune in and you can watch and get that title, get the IBO, sorry, the IBO belt around his waist and take that back. It's going to be on the zone, and so it's a fight that you cannot miss on the 23rd of May. Thank you for coming on today. Is there anything else you're wanting to add or anyone you're wanting to shout out?
No, bro. Thank you for your time. Okay, buddy.
No worries. Thank you
All
for
the
coming on.